I would like to introduce now my good friend Stavros Lambrinidis, Vice President of the European Parliament and in charge also for all the offices of the European Parliament throughout the European Union. We have a good collaboration. So, your show.
Thank you, dear friends, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. President of the Commission, dear colleagues. We're celebrating much more today than the opening of these wonderful offices that we are doing together, hand in hand, European Parliament and European Commission. We're celebrating the first EU presidency by Hungary. So we are celebrating and thanking above and beyond all else the Hungarian people. This presidency, this occasion, this wonderful moment belongs beyond political parties, beyond governments, to the people. Thank you to all of you who are here. Thank you to all of you who are watching. And good luck. Now, luck will be needed to all of us in Europe because we have ahead of us an amazing amount of difficult work to do. And because we actually do decide things in Brussels that affect all of our lives. Agriculture, water policy, Mr. Prime Minister, I know that you care about rivers as well, and you mentioned the Danube strategy. The environment, and how it is that we can grow and become greener in Europe, and give millions of jobs to our people. Energy, how we can make ourselves independent. Labor laws, what does the labor market look like? What do labor rights look like? Development, growth, immigration, fundamental rights, the fight against terrorism. All these topics are decided by the European Parliament, by the European Council, in collaboration with the European Commission in Brussels and in Strasbourg. About 60 to 70% of all the laws that the Greek Parliament passes in Greece, or that the Hungarian Parliament passes in Hungary, are laws that just simply apply what was decided by all of us together in Brussels to our national legislation. So what happens there matters, dear friends. Who you elect to be your Prime Minister in any country in Europe to represent you in Council, who you elect to be your members of European Parliament to represent you at the European Parliament makes a difference in your lives. Sometimes there's an impression that it is really not that important what happens there. Maybe we leave our countries and go and open up bottles of champagne and caviar and hang around for 3 or 4 days and have a good time and then come back to our countries. Well, that is not the case. To be fair, it's a different spirit when you leave your national borders. Paul Schmidt was a member of the European Parliament for many years. I saw him more than I saw my wife. My wife was not happy. I explained. He was all innocent. Zita Gurmai as well. I see her in front of me. And so many others. And so many others. It is impossible when you develop such human relations not to be able to discuss in a more civilized way politics. But politics remains very contentious at European level. We do not forget our ideologies. We do not forget who we are when we leave our countries. And the debates that happen there are excellently interesting and excellently difficult. So what happens there matters. Now, this is what we hope that this House can achieve. A debate on these topics here in Hungary with the Hungarian people. It makes no sense to say that issues get decided there if your representatives leave without you knowing what they do, without your guidance, without your vision. So our hope is that through culture, through major discussions, we can make these houses alive. And we know it's not easy, because although today you have all these TV cameras, tomorrow, zero. This, after all, is a European thing. And in no European country, no one, not just Hungary, do people pay attention to Europe. But Europe does matter. Dear friends, let me close by saying the following. In addition to all the policies that I mentioned before that we in the Parliament, the Commission, the Council will be deciding, the economic crisis has brought us in front of a different kind of a crossroads. It's a crossroads of values, at least in my view. We need to rediscover them. We need to rediscover the value of peace in Europe, the value of solidarity, the value of democracy. Look at peace. How hugely important enlargement was the past decades for uniting us together. And therefore, let me congratulate as well the Hungarian government, the Hungarian political parties who agree on the emphasis on enlargement. You mentioned Croatia, you mentioned the Balkan area, extremely important. This is how we can ensure that peace gets solidified in our continent. Solidarity. The financial crisis has almost torn us apart in some ways in terms of solidarity. But it has also showed us, after a lot of debate, that we either swim together or we sink alone. And this is not the vision for Europe. It's another vision. We need to address the issue of our debt crisis. And again, let me thank your finance minister. I understand that yesterday he made some important statements about the support of your government for the notion of Eurobonds. Very important, and the Commission is looking into the issue. The issue of new financial instruments, new own resources, so that in the middle of cuts we can also grow. And let me thank the President of the Commission for his commitment to bring an own resources proposal to the Parliament for discussion. And of course the issue of democracy and fundamental rights. How important it is to remember, we as Greeks, let me remind you, had a dictatorship that ended in '74. We thought it was all over. And then Hungary and so many other countries reminded us how important it is to fight for democracy when you regained yours, won yours again. And the notion that in a democracy it is citizens who are the ones who are supposed to observe the words and the actions of their governments every day, not governments who are supposed to judge and observe the words and the actions of their citizens every day. And how important, therefore, it is in our democracies, in our societies, to preserve that great value. Dear friends, solidarity is key. I come from Greece. I'm proud of my country, as you know. But I fear that the biggest issue that we have the past few months is that we're beginning to turn against each other. I'm a Greek, but I'm also a pig. P-I-G-S. Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Greece, Spain. Well, let me tell you, I'm proud to be a Greek. And I'm proud to be Spanish. And I'm proud to be Irish. And I'm proud to be Portuguese. And I would be proud to be German if Germany had problems. And I would be proud to be Dutch. And today, I am most certainly proud for being Hungarian because I'm proud to be European. Thank you. Thank you very much.